Most people see this old penny as a normal coin, something small and forgettable, but the truth is that one tiny mistake at the mint turned some of these pennies into treasures worth more than new cars, more than a year of salary, and sometimes even more than a house. Some rare 1941 era pennies have been found worth around $89,000, others around $100,000, and a few special ones can even reach $130,000 or more. And what makes this even more amazing is that these rare pennies often sit in old jars, boxes, closets, and drawers for years without anyone knowing how valuable they really are. When people finally check them, they are shocked by what they find. Back in 1941, the world was changing fast. The United States was getting closer to entering World War II, factories were working non-stop, and the U.S. Mint was making coins as quickly as possible to keep up with the growing economy. Because of this crazy speed at the mint, mistakes happened. Some mistakes were tiny and easy to miss. Others were big, bold, and impossible to ignore. These are the mistakes that collectors love the most, because the bigger the mistake, the higher the value. The 1941 wheat penny was supposed to be made from copper, but a few rare ones were struck using the wrong metal planchet. That means the coin was hit on the wrong piece of metal, like a dime blank or a foreign coin blank. When this happens, the penny might look too light, too small, the wrong color, or the edges might look strange. These wrong planchet pennies are extremely rare, and that is why some can reach $100,000 or even $130,000 in top condition. If you ever see a 1941 penny that looks silver instead of copper, or one that feels too light, do not ignore it because that could be the jackpot. Another famous and valuable mistake is the double die error. This happens when the design on the die shifts before striking the coin, causing the letters, numbers, or parts of Lincoln's face to look doubled. On some 1941 double die pennies, you can see strong doubling on the word Liberty, on the motto "In God We Trust," and sometimes in the date. This kind of doubling is not small. On strong examples, it is bold enough to see with your eyes without a magnifying glass. When these coins show up in very high condition, they can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, and some special ones have been valued near the $89,000 to $100,000 range. There are also 1941 pennies with off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is not lined up correctly when the machine hits it. Some off-center pennies show a big empty blank area where the design never touched the metal. A small off-center is not worth much, but a big one, especially one where the date is still visible, can bring thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. The more dramatic the strike, the more collectors want it. A perfect off-center with a clear date can become extremely valuable. Another wild type of error is a die cap. This happens when a coin gets stuck to the machine and keeps pressing into other coins over and over. This shapes the coin into a mushroom-like cap. These are some of the coolest looking errors in the hobby. A good 1941 die cap penny can be worth thousands or tens of thousands depending on how strong the cap effect is and how well the coin has been saved over the years. There are also double-struck pennies, broad strikes, and other multiple strike errors from 1941 that collectors pay a lot for. The more unusual the shape and the stronger the strike, the higher the price can go. Some dramatic double or triple strikes from this year have brought well over $10,000. What makes these errors even more exciting is that almost anyone could own one without knowing it. Millions of 1941 pennies were made, and they traveled through pockets, stores, fields, and cities for decades. Some were saved in jars by grandparents. Some were kept in old boxes. Some were lost and later found in weird places like under floorboards or inside old furniture. You might even have one right now and not realize how special it is. So how can someone check their own 1941 penny? First, look under the date for the mint mark. It will either be blank for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. All three can have rare errors. Second, use good lighting so you can see everything clearly. Look closely at Liberty, the date, and the motto to see if anything looks doubled or shifted. Third, pay attention to the color and weight. A silver-colored penny or one that is smaller or lighter might be a wrong planchet strike, and that can mean huge value. Fourth, check if the coin looks off-center or has a strange shape. Even a weird rim or stretched edge can be important. And when you think you have something rare, do not clean the coin. Cleaning ruins value. Instead, get the coin checked by a trusted grading company like PCGS, NGC, or Anax. A graded coin is almost always worth more because it proves that the error is real. The magic of the 1941 wheat penny is that it hides incredible value in something so small. 1 penny, 1 second of time at the mint, and one lucky discovery can completely change a person's life. And that is why collectors love this coin, because it mixes history, mystery, and surprise all in one. These coins remind us that even in something as ordinary as a penny, huge value can be hiding. So always check your coins. Always look closely. Because your next coin could be the $89,000 penny. It could be the $100,000 penny. It could even be the rare one worth $130,000 or more. And the best part is, the next person to find one could be you.